I know Funeral Portrait is often described as like emo rock, but is there a way that you all prefer to, to say what kind of music you make?
I think we're just more, I don't know. I don't mind that. I think we're just like a rock band with emotion attached to it, right? So
That's a
like
better
I
way of saying
think
it, I
a lot of
think. Yeah.
that comes, yes, and I think that's what it is. Because like, I don't think the word emo was ever, I think a lot of people used it to harm people rather than to lift them up, and I think it was such a time period of, the mid 2000s. For us, we're trying to bring that back a little bit, but like, I don't know, we're just rock music with emotion behind it.
Who are some of the musical artists that influenced you when you were growing up?
So I loved and still love like My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, The Used, that kind of stuff, Paramore, that was all really huge for me. But I think, I of course I grow, I still like new music. That's a big thing for me, as I definitely still like a lot of new stuff. And, I think, a lot of people get stuck in what exactly they listened to when they were, growing up, and that's like all they listened to. But I don't know. It's cool to develop, still new music tastes.
You have a new single out, Hearse for Two, and I'm curious, where did the concept for this come from?
We wrote this song back in early 2020,
Yeah.
not long after my grandmother passed away. And it was just basically the idea is that is kind of like a love letter from my grandfather, basically to my grandmother after she passed away. So, and it's kind of just about, finding that one true love, and after it's gone, wanting to, basically go with them.
How did you come to work then with Lil Azar as the feature?
Yeah, so we it's kind of wild. So we released the song originally on our record, and I always wanted like a female artist to feature on the song. We even we even took my voice during the recording process and like pitched it up a bunch so it kind of sounded like a female voice, because we literally couldn't get anybody because it was during COVID when we were recording it, and all the girls that I knew that could sing, um, it just one thing after the next wouldn't work. And so we were like, well, I really want a female sounding voice here, so what can we do? So we tried and tried, and we finally got, her to feature on it, but we couldn't get it done before the record came out. But now that we're slowly working on our deluxe edition, it was like it was like a perfect timing. She was in the middle of recording new music for herself, and she was like, I'm already in the studio, I can get it done. And so it's great that it was able to work out.
I think the song is super captivating. What kind of fan response have you been receiving to it?
Oh, it's been insane. I mean, I honestly didn't expect to go as crazy. It's so wild because so like last year when we released the record, so many fans are like, "Oh, you got to play Hearst for Two live. You got to play Hearst for Two live," and we're like, we don't know how to play it live yet, because it takes a little bit to change from a recording setting to a live setting. So we were like, what do we do?" So we were like, okay, well, I promise next year when we go on tour, we'll play it. And so it gave us a little bit of time to like get it together, and we finally got it together, and we started playing it on this tour, and it's been insane. Like it's such a big moment during the set. The whole crowd sings along. Everybody puts their flashlights up. It's excuse me. It's a whole bit. So it's kind of crazy.
Well, I know that you have released this album back in September of 2024, which was Greetings from Suffocate City. And I'm curious, are you guys back in the studio already working on new music, or are you still just really pushing her, Greetings from Suffocate?
Um, I It's a little bit of both. Because we need to start writing now. Because if we don't start writing, by the time it is time to do the record, we'll be rushed, and that's the one thing that I don't like. I don't like rushing things because the more you rush, the less meaningful it is. The less I like to test things too. I like to play like songs live, maybe once or twice before we release them and stuff to see if people will enjoy them. Stuff like that's very important. So, we are in the writing process.
Mhm.
But we're really also focused on like we're getting ready to gear up like a deluxe edition of the record, which is going to be really important.
Ooh, a deluxe version. Does that mean new
Yes,
songs? Does that mean readjusted songs?
a
I
little
mean,
bit of
remixed
both.
songs.
Yeah. So there's going to be actual demos like of versions of songs, which is like really cool because like we have so many different versions of certain songs, and so there'll be demos. There'll be two brand new songs, and then there's going to be some like B-sides, and then there's like a live version of one of our songs too. So
Okay, are you able to tease then which song on this revamped version of the album that you're most excited for fans to check out? Whether
ooh,
it's an oldie or it's a demo or maybe a B-side or
yeah,
even one that maybe
I
is
think
one of the
I'm
new
so
ones.
excited.
If not telling the
Yeah, so
concept
I
or maybe a title even.
So I am though. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not to say, but I say what I want to say. So I will say I love the demo version of our song Alien. It is like really, really cool 'cause it's so different. It's like super like it almost sounds like old school, like Panic at the Disco, lots of like strings and like synth and stuff like that. But like the version that's on the record is just straightforward a rock song. So I'm so excited for fans to like hear what we thought the original version of Alien would sound like.
All right, you guys are gearing up to play live tonight.
Yes, yes.
And coming up here, what are some of your favorite funeral portrait songs to still perform live?
I really like doing the song called Blood Mother as well. I of course now Hearse for Two, but I think Blood Mother for sure. It gets the crowd going. It's one of those songs like it's not in the top of our streaming or anything like that. It's not anybody's. I don't think it's anybody's quote favorite song. What it is though, live, it's just fun. We get to have like a great time. And I love that one. I like Dark Thoughts a lot. I love Hearse for Two. Hearse for Two is very like big moment driven. So.
Are there some cities you guys are looking forward to performing live or favorite places you enjoy performing?
So we've hit a good bit on this tour already. Like Atlanta is a big one because that's where we're from. Um,
Me too.
which like those shows, oh, I love that. Yeah, those shows are like insane. New York City's gonna be fun, and I think a lot of that's like we have a lot of friends there, and we live in an RV. It's great. There's a bunch of we built five bunks in the back. We took out like
Wow.
the queen size bed and we put bunks, and then the it came with two bunks on the side, and then there's one up here, and this is where I live, a bunk up there. And then Mitch, our driver, when he gets to a place early, he'll sleep on the sofa. And sometimes where I'm sitting is our dinette, and this is where our managers sometimes sleep. Is this thing folds down? So yeah, there's a lot of us in here.
Is it okay if I keep the tour of the RV in the interview? I'd
Oh
love
yeah,
for
of
fans to
course.
get a
Anything you
chance
want
to
to
explore.
do, yeah, I
You're,
don't care. We just do us, so we're so friendly and nice that nothing bothers us.
I have noticed. I know you perform with Lil Czar on Hearst for Two, but is there an artist you would love to collaborate with on a song in the future?
Yeah, so I think the top person on my list is Danny Elfman. Yes, well, he's a composer more,
Cinematic.
right? Yes, exactly. And for me, I grew up loving all of his movies that he, composes for, and of course, Nightmare Before Christmas. Him being, the voice of Jack. Is very important to me, and I think that was just little emo boy version of me. Really enjoyed that, and so. I don't know. For me, I would dream of working with him because we are a theatrical band. And I think on the next record, we're even going to go even more theatrical.
Oh,
So to have his blessings of, even arrangement of a song or songwriting, maybe not even a feature, but a songwriting session with him would be crazy.
all right. I'm manifesting for you, putting it out there in the world
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
what would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the Funeral Portrait, people that continue to come out to the shows and support the music you make?
Oh, well, honestly, just thank you. I think that's the biggest thing is we're just so, I use this term. I guess I don't use it lightly, but I'm so blessed that we get to do this. This is so cool that we get to just go out and do this for a living, and for the rest of our lives. So we hope.
From your mouth to they say God's ears. That way, put it out there too.
Yes,
I do.
exactly.